Hey everybody, it's Luna Bell. I thought I'd do something a little different. That throat chakra. I've been wanting to paint. Y'all, I had no idea that I could paint before all of this. I'm being reminded, actually, I'm hearing the word grateful. Hold on, they're saying pull a card. And we're going to play this by ear, and y'all may travel with me a little bit from my laptop to, from here to there. So let's see. Let's grab this card real quick. I'm hearing the inner child, and y'all, I was setting up and getting my paint ready. I have no formal training with it. I just do it. I just do it. I just do what feels natural to me. One of my gang stalkers, she was, I call her the mini-me. She could have been, she looked like me, just years younger. Probably around my oldest son's age. But she was the local hoodoo Queenie Bee bitch, her minion. Y'all, and this is a huge organized crime ring. Let's see, is this my investigator with me? He's always with me. They're always so on. One of the biggest things I want to point out is that these people enjoy pain. Many of them are part of the BDSM community, but this goes far more than just a lifestyle. Okay, this is people they enjoy the people unaliving themselves from the psychological and emotional damage they can. It's almost like they think they get points or a damage system, and the more they can put in there. I heard someone say something about a live action person, player, or whatever. Fuck, I have no idea, but that's almost what it's like. It's almost like you see this room behind me. They think they have like a controlled environment with a test subject that they can torture. Okay? One of them, the last one, the one at Dave 1979 encrypted fuck bitch. See, y'all, he was saying that I was in a open or poly relationship with him. Bitch, no I ain't. Nor was I ever. I was your target. You were my assassin. Okay, and when I say assassin, I mean they mean to assassinate you. They want you to do it yourself, because they enjoy it that much more. He made a mistake. He started getting to know me, but also he saw parts of himself, because I did care for him. I truly did. He fell in love, though. But he also saw the possibility of the person he really wanted to be. This is actually him controlling this right now. This is at Dave 1979 from TikTok controlling this. He enjoys pain. It's his lifestyle. But I don't think he realizes why he enjoys it. He's replicating still what he endured growing up. The shame and humiliation. He saw something different, though, with me. he saw what he'd always dreamed of being, the person that he really wanted to be. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I feel him crying now. I don't give a fuck, though. And the one I was mentioning, the little mini-me, she was the same way. A bunch of hurt people trying to hurt someone they wish they could have been. Even the local hoodoo Queenie Bee bitch. I remember telling her little minion, her little sidekick, and I said, what, she thinks I don't love her? As an individual, as a person. That's the truth of it. That we all see within other people something that we would love for ourselves. That we fall in love with that part of them that we wish was in us. You understand? Not everybody is like that. You may just admire something about somebody. One of the things I see most, and I think so many of us can relate to this with abuse and trauma in our lives. What could have been. So I'm honestly grateful to all these people for thinking they had me in their, their own little environment, in a controlled environment. But you couldn't control me. I wish y'all could see my flame, my candle. What I found instead was getting rid of the broken bits and pieces of me that I wish or should have been, would have, could have, but wasn't. And how appropriate. What I found instead was my ability to write poems. Mine are predictive of my life. There are many predictions in there, but it's also my truth, my story, from the beginning of time to the end of time, however you see that concept. But I also discovered that I can paint. When I mentioned the little mini-me, the hoodoo queenie bee bitch's minion, I had told her, she said, you got to do something creative with your time. You got to do something creative. And I was like what? I write poetry, paint. And there was also a local artist. I had went to their paint party. And that's where I met the hoodoo queenie bee bitch at. It was a setup. And I know for a fact that these people had divinated on me and knew that I'd be a well-known artist. Quite honestly, I'll be better known for my artwork and my poetry than I will my gifts as a psychic medium or as a psychic. 35, it says explore your fullness. A vision. I never dreamed that I would be an artist, that I would paint. That little hoodoo, the little mini-me girl, we set up this table, and this used to be the table for my daughters when we used to do their Girl Scouts. Their Girl Scout leader actually works for the attorney that was supposed to represent my husband and I. Well, he did, but he didn't represent our best interest, or most assuredly mine, allegedly. Anyhow, out there in my backyard on this table, she painted a painting, and mine was more of an abstract. Hers was pretty conventional. Well, that's my choice of words, okay? But that's how she saw, that's how she painted. We all do our own individual thing, you understand? And she mocked me and gaslit me and tried to make me feel like shit, and she did. Every person throughout this process has wanted me to feel that, like I was nothing or little, and that I had no importance in their life or meaning. I mean, they had the end goal of wanting me to unalive myself so they can gain financial profit off of that. You understand? They stole my inheritance and so much more. My identity, my intellectual property. Even try to claim my gift as a psychic medium. Everything's going to be returned to me. Everything plus some. And like I said, I predicted that y'all would make me famous, that I'd be worldwide famous, that I'd be known as a psychic medium, as an investigated psychic medium. But I'm going to be far more known for my artwork and my poetry and my books and my movies, for my truth. And I have to be honest and say that I'm grateful to them, because not only did they put me through a living hell that forced me to go deep inside. I say forced. It's a choice that we make. It's a choice. We choose to go inside. We choose to heal. What choice will you make? What choice will you make? Each one of them, when I did the Judas betrayal with them, even that day of 1979, I said, what was the true intent of your heart? Y'all, if y'all watch that video I did of the conversation with Yeshua, when he was working with me on understanding what forgiveness is and why we forgive. The true intent of one's heart is actually in the Bible. I didn't realize that. I did when Yeshua did that conversation with me, that teaching. And perhaps teaching is the wrong word. Maybe it's the right word, but I think the conversation is more appealing to the majority of us, to sit down and actually have a conversation with whatever or whoever, or your spirit team, Yeshua, Yahweh, Anubis, whoever or whatever you believe, Mother Hakata. Sure, be respectful in everything, but be the real person you are. Sit down and have that conversation. When I sit down and I talk, and I literally do, when I work with Mother Hakate, I know she has her dogs, but I tell you, her three-headed dog, whatever. Anyhow, I always see her with the big cat. Every time Mother Hakate comes to me, she always has that big cat. And she's sitting on a stone, like a throne, you could call it that, she says. And I sit at her feet and I lean back against this stone. The cat, I'll have an arm draped around that cat, and it's a big old cat. I gotta start working on my arms again. I had an injury to the shoulder muscle back here. Damn, that shit hurt. Couldn't work. I haven't been able, I think the other day when I did some push-ups, I was like, holy shit, that was the first time in probably a month and a half, I think. Anyhow, and me choosing to go inside, when they isolated me, when they triangulated me, when they tried everything, and they did, they hurt me in every fucking way you can imagine. I kept choosing to go with them. I kept choosing to have those conversations with my spirit team. And even in y'all, I like my green. Bitch, I ain't gonna lie, I miss my green. I do and I don't. But if I can't control it, then I don't need to do it. You understand? I do. I do for me. And I don't know. I can make some amazing art with it, and I can make some amazing art without it. Mini-me knew that I would be able to paint just as a local artist here. Bitch, I didn't know you from jack shit, but I actually admired your work, just like I admire everybody else's abilities and gifts. I think there's something to be admired because they're distinctly your own. Distinctly you, beautiful, you understand? And what I found when I chose to go inside was to find the beautiful parts of me and how distinctly and uniquely my art or my poetry is mine. How uniquely beautiful it is simply because I'm the one creating it. People had stolen my poetry, my artwork, and even my psychic gifts, trying to say they're me. They've been trying to do energy harvesting and all this bullshit. And y'all, I thought that shit was not real, but it is. Even cryptic fuck bitch. Poor cryptic fuck bitch. Did you not realize he was gaslighting you? And did you realize that day of 1979 that she was fucking you over from the very beginning? She played you like a motherfucking violin. Frontwards, backwards, sideways, every which way. But she have so much shit on you, there ain't no way. But I'ma tell you, even with everything I learned from y'all, and I learned a lot, especially about magic. Even now, even thinking about cryptic fuck bitch, and you're probably one of the nastiest people I've ever met in my life, I ain't gonna lie, or energies, energy-wise. And it's just the nastiness of the things oozing out of you, the emotions, the hate, everything, the jealousy, the greed, and it's much like at Dave 1979. It's how you see yourself. And honestly, it's how you express yourself. And I call this lack mentality. I kept telling that Dave 1979 that he had so much potential, that he's so fucking amazingly gifted, and he truly is. But what choice will you make? What is the true intent of your heart with the choices you make? Even now, me telling you these things, is it to belittle them? Is it to show a difference? Is it to build me up? It don't build me up. But it did show me something I didn't want to be. I don't want to go back to that way of life. And I never actually, I was monogamous with my husband. I know nothing about open relationships or poly marriages or poly relationships. I could see the benefit of both, to be honest with you. I doubt I ever marry again. If I did, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't say. I think I need more time to think about such things. Sometimes I'm hearing that I intellectualize things too much. Maybe I do. But what I've discovered in seeing everything else and everybody else, that I could also see those things in me. What choice would I make then with the things I saw in them and in myself? When I would go inside and I'd start working on me with my spirit team, and see, one of the things that Dave 79 liked is that he is a psychic empath, so am I. But he liked it even more that I felt what he felt on such an intense level. I'm very sensitive. But not only that, he could feel what I felt just the same way. And like when he would do something or the others would do something to hurt me, he'd be whacking his pud, enjoying that. What is the true intent of your heart? And I had to look at that and go, I don't know what you're doing or why you're doing it, but I don't want that. I don't want to be a part of that. You notice how my light changed and it kind of darkened? Because that's to me how it was. It dirtied something that should be beautiful, even if it's between more than just two people in a relationship. It shouldn't be considered or darkened, dirtied, and perverted, because that's why. Why make love dirty or perverted? Because that's all you ever know. That's not love to me. And that's not the person I wanted to be, or the kind of person I wanted to grow into, or the relationship or lifestyle. Not where you feel it necessary to make it dirty. Why are we giving it? And y'all notice I put quotations in that. So even with my paintings and my poetry, what is my true intent? Do I sometimes just go in here and do some mindless painting? Yeah. Sometimes I start like this one, and I'll show it to you. And it kind of goes along with this conversation. I started out with the envisioning the pinks and lighter colors, the pastels. Hold on. You see the colors. And here, I kind of started looping again, and I noticed that yesterday, and I was like, why am I looping? It almost looks like two tunnels or binoculars, or however you want to look at it. Y'all, I also read my paintings. I'll scribe my paintings. So, and I'll mention Swamp Dick as well. When we spent a month speaking just on the phone before we ever met in person. And I would talk to him. He'd be up all night. He'd keep me up all night talking on the phone. Anyhow, I'd sit there and write poetry. Bitch, I'd sit there and smoke my green and write poetry as he talked or whatever and whacked his putt. I never understood. Well, bitch, his daughter would be in there with him. He'd be whacking away. And I was like, there's something odd there. I should have paid attention to that. But one of the things he had said is that it amazed him. He said that I'd sit there and write these poems and all, one after another, while I was talking to him. He admired that creation in me like I had admired in so many others. So if we see something that we admire in someone else, try it, but your way. I know as a reader, when I was starting out, and even now, there's so many that I admire, and I want to learn, and there are so many I learn from them. I don't like to turn them over until I'm ready to read them. But don't copy them. Learn from their example. Create your own from it. Feel it out. Learn from it. But make it distinctly you. How do you begin? That one next step. Just take the next step. And y'all, for me right now, I keep asking Spirit, and you see my face, I'm kind of glowing, and I'm noticing my lights kind of brightening up behind me. Like me. I'm like, what's next, Spirit? I mean, my situation's kind of fucked up because people stole my money and everything, and they're trying to steal my home. But you see me. I'm like, what's next, Spirit? Spirit, you be writing some wild stories. Fuck. What are we going to do next? What is my next adventure? What is my next poem? What is my next painting? What is the next psychic investigation I'm going to do? What adventure am I going to choose to do? Me, Luna Bell. Or if you have to have my government name, many of you know it, Teresa. What am I going to choose to do? What is the true intent of my heart behind that wondering, behind that inspired thought? I shit you not, 36 and 37, and it's 25:37 on my timer, so 37:37. Well, this is 34. The magic of nothingness. The magic of nothingness. Doesn't that look like a mushroom cloud? Boof. What are you going to do? I'm sitting here going, what the fuck? What's next, Spirit? Let's go. What is the true intent of your heart? How are you approaching it? Y'all, most people would think, I'm maybe losing my home because people are trying to steal it too. They want to destroy my happiness, every part of me. They wanted me to unalive myself. Bitch, I ain't never been happier in my fucking life. I'm so fucking grateful to every fucking one of you. Thank you. I wouldn't be here where I'm at now if I had not gone through everything I had, if I had not made the choices I made. Yeah, I stumbled and I failed. And I'm being brought back to, and this is card 35. So 35, then we had 36 and 34. Explore the fullness of that complete nothingness. One next step at a time. Be fully invested in that one moment. If we create our reality, what is your fucking potential? What is it you truly dream? That's one of the things that at Dave 1979 said. He kept telling me, it's your dream. It's your dream, Luna. Dream your dream. And I was like, yeah, it is my dream. Mine. Not yours. Not cryptic butt bitch. And not nutter butter or swamp dick. How many of y'all are involved in that polyamorous marriage or whatever the fuck y'all got going on? I don't want none of that. I want my dream. Mine. And I hope one day y'all get yours. That you find that happiness and joy or whatever it is, that you dare to take that one next step, that you dare to explore the fullness of creating something out of absolutely nothing. That's the beauty of magic. That's the beauty of manifestation. That's the beauty of creating with the Creator. How can you beat that? To dare to dream. I'm going to use Martin Luther King's words again. To dream a dream. What do we have to fear but fear itself? Dare to dream. Take that one next step. Anything else? They're going, no, we'll leave it there. And I hope my ramblings help you. I know my rambling conversations with Magick Spirit Team have helped me pull through so much since I lost my husband, well, in the entirety of my life. And I'm so fucking grateful. So fucking grateful.